Welcome to the Blooming Crazy Bar and Grill.
Hey, wait a minute. That was my line.
It was, and I stole it.
Damn.
You gotta be quick in this house.
Hey, thanks everybody for coming back. We put them out every once in a while. We try to do one a week, but, hey, life gets in the way.
Life does get in the way. And this is the holidays.
And it's Santa's time of year. Welcome, Santa Claus.
Very, very busy man. I should have worn my Santa hat. Damn it. Next time.
Next time.
Next time
we're going to be eating eel.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited about that, actually. Smoked eel.
Smoked eel. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking maybe we'll do a dueling Santa Claus at that point in time.
That would be cool.
Mm-hmm. We can do it.
As long as I don't drop any eel on me. That would be a nightmare.
They're going to ask if you were at the whorehouse last night. Huh?
Yeah, I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. And they would probably be correct. That's exactly where I was at. Ho, ho, ho in it.
Bloomin' Crazy Bar and Grill But anyways.
What do we got going on?
Looks like we got... Well, you brought it down. Why don't you tell me what you brought down?
This is what we got going on. We have got one of my all-time favorite cakes. Carrot cake. Now, listen, I know most people, you either love carrot cake, which I love carrot cake, or you hate it. There's very few in-betweens. But, yeah.
I'm the in-between.
He's the in-between. So, I don't know. I mean, what did this thing cost?
A lot.
How much was it?
$10.99.
Okay, this is an expensive cake, but I think it might be next level. And if that's the case, listen, I don't mind what things cost as long as what I get is next level. I don't even care. It's like gas. Well, no, I do care what gas costs. All right, bad analogy. No, well, let me give you an example. The shrinkflation that goes on in today's world when it comes to the world of food. A good example of that is the McDonald's fish sandwich, the Filet-O-Fish. Mm-hmm. One of my all-time favorite fish sandwiches. Every now and again, I gotta have me a Filet-O-Fish.
So they're going to call it the Filet-O-Slider now?
It's this, exactly. It looks like a little slider. It's unbelievable. I remember last night, the bun was really small, and then I took the bun off, and the patty, the filet was almost non-existent. I thought to myself, for what they charge, what are you going to do? It's the world that we've created for ourselves, and until people just say, I'm not buying any more of that. Man.
I totally quit going fast food. I'll go restaurant, or I'll make my stuff at home.
And see, I can't for my channel because the Epic Smash 88 channel is primarily fast food in my car. I'm talking stop at the drive-through and I'm reviewing it, mounted camera on my windshield. So it's kind of hard for me to change my game.
Well, I just went to a Japanese market that had like a diner in it. Not a diner, but more of a thing. But the food,
I reviewed that food in my car.
Did you? Mm-hmm. Did you like it?
Sucked.
Are you kidding?
It sucked. I'm sure it depends on what time of the day you go. But all the entrees that they had looked to be dried out. Like when things sit for too long, they get kind of dry looking.
Really?
A lot of it, they weren't replacing, and you could just tell that, okay, this is towards the end of the evening, which I'm sure was the absolute worst time to go. But yeah, no, it sucked. But by the way, Panda Express does the same concept. And I have made Panda, I really love, look, I'm not shilling for Panda Express because there's a lot to hate about them. But their honey shrimp, have you ever had it?
No.
Oh my God, so delicious. But there's been a couple of times, at least 2 times, I've went into Panda Express. I won't go through the drive-thru because you have no control over what they give you. But I've looked at the shrimp, and if that's what I came in there for, which happens to be probably most of the time I go into Panda Express, if I look at it and it looks to be like it sat around for a while, you have to make some fresh. And they have, both times I've done it, they have made fresh. And you could tell they cooked. Not the servers, but the cook. You could tell he was a little pissy, and I think that he owns the place,
right,
or that franchise,
right.
And but yeah, I mean the place you're talking about, the Asia Mart, Karen Asia Mart,
Karen Asia Mart, yeah.
I literally think I went to they're the wrong time. So I'll try it again because obviously your recommendation is that they're pretty good.
Well, I didn't taste it.
Oh, you didn't have any?
No,
Why are we even having this conversation?
Because I was hoping we could do it sooner or later.
We could do that. We could drive down there and do that in my car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We when I went through there this morning, it was 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning, and they were just putting everything out.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they had blue crab, hard shell blue crab for like $6 for 2 shells and a side. Mm-hmm. You can't go anywhere to get that.
No, that's a good deal. That is a good deal. Yeah, we should do that. But I'm not about trying to eat, that kind of food at 10 o'clock in the morning.
I'll eat anything, anytime, anywhere.
Maybe we'll do that. We'll figure out. Back to the carrot cake. What is it about carrot cake that you are not a fan of?
Well, there's this thing called a raisin.
I love me some raisins.
And I don't hate raisins.
He seemingly does.
But I was that kid that bit into the chocolate chip cookie when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And it was a raisin. And I was so disappointed and so disgusted.
Oh, instead of chocolate chips, it was a raisin, like raisin oatmeal?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were bamboozled.
And after that, it took me years before I'd eat raisins. Now I eat raisins and trail mix and everything like that.
Yeah.
But when I get carrot cake, it's like...
It brings back bad memories.
I don't want raisins in my carrot cake.
I do. I do.
But I like walnuts in my carrot cake.
My beard's getting a little furry. I need to get it professionally moisturized, and
you need to go to my barber.
I probably should, kids. But I don't have the $110 it costs to go to your barber.
He wasn't cheap. My beard looks similar to his in a few videos ago, and my son just got married, so I got all cleaned up and trimmed up, and
against my recommendations,
they used all kinds of oil on me. They used all kinds of crazy machinery.
They rub your feet while they're doing your hair.
You know what? If I would have paid another $10, I'm sure I could have had that happen. But this place called the Executive Barber. He was amazing. Once again, he's not paying us, but if he'd like to.
Yeah, there you go.
We're always willing to take somebody's money.
That's exactly right. All right, so this cake came from the Fresh Market. Don't know if you've seen the Fresh Market cheesecake review or not, but this came from the same place. And their pastries, or their, what do you call them, bakery items, their delicacies.
I'd say bakery on.
There's usually pretty high end. And now, although having said that, well, in case you haven't seen the cheesecake review, I won't ruin it. But let's take a look. Let's go ahead and dig into this bad boy.
I'll let you take yours first.
All right, let's see here.
Looks like we got some caramel on top of the top there.
Drizzled caramel on top of the cheesecake.
Well, it'd be
along with the icing, which is
icing.
Yeah. Listen to me.
It's a cold.
I got cheesecake on mine.
Well, it definitely looks like cheesecake, and it has the cold consistency of a cheesecake, but I really think it's a really strong butter.
Well, I think the top. My guess would be that you're right. It's buttery, but I would say that it's probably a cream cheese type of icing. Yeah. Take a little bite.
I'm not seeing any raisins, so I'm safe. Oh, wow, is that rich? I just did the icing on top. It is very, very rich. And in my mind, it's more the way their cream cheese should have.
Their cheesecake. So it's got 3 layers, and in between each layer is also the same cream cheese, I'm sure, icing.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's good.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it looks like the icing is the same all the way through.
Seems like I see a raisin there, brother. It's
That's
a tiny.
That's a walnut.
That black thing or that dark thing?
It could be. Well, if your fork went in it, it's a raisin.
It could be. Yeah, who knows?
Which I can eat raisins. It's not that much of a problem, but no, this is good.
Yeah, 1,000% better than I guess I just landed out of the bag. Their cheesecake.
Mm-hmm.
You get a lot more too for the money.
Mm-hmm.
They were very proud of that ricotta cheesecake. All right, I won't say anything more about that. I don't know when Steve's putting what up.
Got a really good walnut taste to it.
It's sweet, but it's not crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wonder because this basically just came out of the fridge. And I bet you if you let this sit for an hour or two, it would probably even be that much better.
That definitely could be.
Mm-hmm.
Our taste buds can't handle overly cold and getting a taste off of them. Mm. That's why Germans always drink their beer warm. So,
I would say you're right. And you can see the shredded carrot, which is the tall tale that this is a legit carrot cake. This is definitely not a pretender. So I've had carrot cake where I'm like, there are no carrots in this thing. Man, this is really good.
I found something weird.
Uh-oh. A finger?
No. I mean, we have a red light behind us, so it's a little tricky. I think there's a cherry in there. I mean, you see that red?
Oh my God.
It's not carrot. Well, maybe it is a carrot.
It probably is. It was just hitting that Budweiser neon.
It was way too... I mean, maybe it is a carrot, but it looked like maybe a cherry got...
Let me see. Flip that around there.
I mean, that's probably disappearing now.
Yeah, that's...
More I play with it, it's got to be carrot.
That's a carrot.
I kind of got excited because I...
Cherry like a maraschino cherry?
And cut them really thin and throw them underneath one of the layers. I love to cook, so I'm always coming up with, hey, wouldn't this be... How can I make this better? My girlfriend makes the most amazing meatballs. And one day I went, well, what if you do this? She goes, I don't want to do that. I go, just trust me. If you don't like it, we will never have to do it that again. After that, it was like, these things were even better. So
you're lucky she didn't put your ass on the couch.
That just means I don't have to do dishes.
There you go. So, yeah, this is definitely a good carrot cake. Now, we had some man-sized portions, but to be completely honest, that cake would have probably served 4 people.
Definitely.
Or me and Steve. It's fantastic. It just is. I don't have anything negative to say about this carrot cake.
No, it's very good.
Super glad that we got this because I could eat 4 or 5 more pieces just like this. I gotta fatten up for this. Like that sleigh ride's cold. Gotta get myself fattened up. Now it is. You want to be kind of close to your plate because it will flake off on you. But man.
And I think that would have been, if it warmed up a little bit more, it would have been stickier and would have held together better. But no, it's very good.
Let me finish it a little bit here and then we'll wrap this up. But man, I'll tell you what. If you like carrot cake, you will not be disappointed in Fresh Market's carrot cake. How many Fresh Markets are there?
I'm not sure, and I really think aren't they partnered with like Google that for like shipping and stuff like that. I could have swore Fresh Market got hooked up with either Amazon or Google. Maybe it was Amazon.
Okay, I have not been to freshmarket.com, so I do not know. But if there is such a thing, which I'm sure there is, order you some of the. If you like carrot cake, I'm telling you, I will put my neck out on the line and say, yeah, you won't be disappointed. Now it is pricey, but what isn't today?
Now the only thing I didn't taste
was the caramel.
Was the drizzle. It just kind of washed away.
Well,
I mean, I taste it when you get just that amount of it, but once you get that blended into everything else, it seemed
You
like
got me
the.
eating another piece. All right. So your all in all assessment. Smash or pass?
Oh, I think this is a smash. Definitely a smash.
I think it's a smash all day, every day, and possibly even twice on Sunday. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And hey, it's got carrot in it, so it's healthy.
It's a health food. It
Yes.
really is. It's like I tell people about vodka. It's from potatoes. I mean, it's actually naturally gifted from God. Product. The same thing goes for wheats and barleys and hops and all of that stuff. People don't really understand. You're really a vegetarian when you're drinking.
Yes. And if you're on a diet, vodka is the least amount of calories. It's the worst freaking taste I've ever had in my life. But, well,
It's like we're getting that cheap rock gut.
Well, tequila's a little worse, but.
Yeah, no, my friend, back when I was like 20, 19, 20 years old, I had a buddy who, what was his name? Mike Shaner. Mike Shaner was the drinkingest fool I'd ever seen in my life at that point. And he liked mezcal. You know what mezcal is?
Yeah,
it's basically like a tequila. It's got the worm on it in the bottom. And that was his biggest thing. And he could literally tip up the bottle, guzzle it down. And when he got to the bottom, we all got a kick out of it because it would be probably about a half a cup of booze, and he'd guzzle it down and they'd get that worm, and he'd swallow it down.
Now, I have had good tequila, and you got to spend a lot of money for it to taste good. And most of the stuff you get around anywhere out of Mexico is rot gut, dirty, nasty stuff.
price has a lot to do with everything and most things. I'm not a Scotch guy, but Eddie Holt, when he came back from Iraq, they stopped in Scotland, and they had a duty free, whatever. And you know how these guys had just spent a year in a war zone, so they're buying liquor because it was tax free.
Right.
And he brought home this bottle of Scotch, and I remember him telling me it was extremely expensive, even buying it the way he bought it. I don't remember, a couple $100 a bottle or something like that. And he poured, I guess, 2 fingers in a rock glass, and we drank it straight. And I didn't have any ice in it, and it was so smooth and it was so tasty. And I didn't even realize what it was doing to me, but it was putting me somewhere stratospheric. But that was a $200 bottle of Scotch, probably in the market a $300 bottle of Scotch. I ain't got it like that.
I like whiskeys. I don't drink them that often. Scotch was kind of weird for me, and one day a friend of mine turned me on to a bottle of Scotch because he knew that I liked really smoky whiskeys. And I've got friends that are in cigar clubs that match cigars with whiskeys. And I said, I want something. I like my cigar to burn my throat, and I like my whiskey to burn my throat. And they said, hey, try this. And it was a relatively cheap bottle of Scotch. It's $30 a bottle. It's probably $40 now. And it's called either First Grouse or Famous Grouse, and it's a relatively cheap Scotch whiskey. And when you drink it, it's got a nice smoky taste to it, and it burns your throat. And that's exactly what I was looking for. So I don't need a $200 bottle whiskey.
Right.
I need a $30. I don't drink moonshine either, and that burns the shit out of my throat. But
well, moonshine's a tricky thing. I got a lot of hillbilly blood in me, and it's so funny because when somebody gets moonshine and it's got like a flavor to it, I'm like, that's some crap, and they're trying to hide that. And but a good moonshine, and you know how you stick it in the freezer, it won't freeze.
Right.
But what will freeze is the water that's in the moonshine.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they usually typically do add a little water,
Mm-hmm.
but if you see a bunch of ice crystals, little BB pellet type size floating around,
Mm-hmm.
and you shake it, it's not good. It's crap. And if you take a jar of whiskey and you shake the heck out of it, I'm talking moonshine whiskey,
Mm-hmm.
the more bubbles you see,
Mm-hmm.
the more potent it is. Yeah, I've been exposed to my great grandfather, my grandmother's father, spent a year in Kentucky State Pen
Mm-hmm.
for moonshining. So it runs deep in my family. Runs deep in my family. I was gonna buy a still. You can get them on eBay.
Oh yeah, and it's legal to make a certain percentage.
It's a tricky thing. It's a very tricky thing. But you know, the lady across the street from me, she's a dispatcher
Mm-hmm.
for the police department, and she was telling me that, you know, the guy that walks this little poodle around, she goes, he's an ATF agent. And I'm like, you know, I'll pass. I don't need to hide it. You can't hide making moonshine because that mash will stink.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. And if you're a trained alphabet man, you
Mm-hmm.
know that smell.
Oh yeah.
And that's all I need in my life is for 50 ATF agents.
Remind me to be nicer to him when he walks by.
Yeah, I mean, I would have never thought that that's what he was. But yeah, she says ATF. Oh, okay, good to know.
He doesn't need to know I run a bar out of my basement.
Well, truth is, he might become your best customer. I don't know.
Yeah, well.
Well, we done?
We are done. You basically said that's a smash. I think it's a
It's a
smash.
It really is.
Price is right on par.
For what? Yeah, I mean, it's not cheap, but you're getting.
Could have used a little more caramel.
Really?
Well, I don't know. Sounded good.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for everybody for stopping by the bar. Hope to see you soon.
Peace!